welcome to Seeing Scarlet. It is Shelby. I'm here with Tyler, and we have a new Lady Raider commitment today, and we're so fired up to talk about this one. Y'all have heard us talk about her before, Gemma Nunez from Campbell, but we're going to go all in depth. We're going to film in this one. We got some clips from her head coach coming up here quick. From her directly, she's a dog. You're going to love her. Cannot wait to talk more about her. She, again, is a point guard from Campbell, one of the best point guards in the country. And before we get into all of her stats, I was like, how else to let y'all know about this girl than from her head coach directly at Campbell? And if this doesn't fire you up, I need you to just go check yourself into a hospital because I think your heart is broken. So everybody, prepare yourself for this.
Things happen on the court. I think that steal that Gemma got where she knocked that ball to half court and she dove on that thing, that's one of the toughest nose plays I've ever seen. She got a shiner for it right now. Her legs messed up. But that toughness is when that's your leader and your point guard bringing that, it makes everybody want to play at that level. And that really ignited us. And I love seeing that effort. And then,
And that's that. Now he's about to talk about the rest of his team, which are great too. You can go watch Campbell play, but y'all only care about Gemma Nunez right now. So that's him talking about her. And actually, we'll just go ahead and let you hear her version of the same story. So basically, she dove on a loose ball, and they're all asking her about it, how she got the black eye. That's him talking about it, saying she's one of the toughest people ever. This is her response to it.
I think something that defines our team is defense. I think everything starts with defense. So I just want to set up the tone on defense for the team in order to be able to run the offense. I just like go all the time. If there's a ball on the floor, I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna let anyone else get it. And yeah.
I mean, it's almost dang near close for bar what Danae Fritz said about rebounding in her commitment video we did for her last year. She's a dog. We're trying to collect more dogs. Gemma is a dog. I do this thing when we're looking at recruits or potential recruits, and I go find press conference clips because that's the way I can suss out the dog factor the best I can. And I watch them, and sometimes I'm like, I'm not sensing a dog out of these press. Doesn't mean they aren't them. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not super excited. I found this one and I was like, are you kidding me? Let's go. That is your point guard. And as the coach says, when you have someone like that leading your team, then everybody else follows. And you already have some people on this team that are that way. So this is going to bring it out and more. So she comes from a defensive program. That coach right there is well known as one of the better defensive coaches in the country at Campbell. They were the only school in the country coming into the season that had been in the top 25 of scoring team defense for 8 straight seasons. So she's well coached defensively and she loves it. But she's also a very, very flashy, very true point guard, y'all. Something that we've missed, and we're about to show it on film. But before I do that, Tyler, let the people know all of her stats, please, because they're impressive.
Yes, very, very impressive stats coming from Gemma. Super, super stoked that she is a Lady Raider. So Gemma Nunez, she had average 7.8 points per game, 6.2 assists per game. She's one of the top 10 leaders in assists in the country with that number as well. She averaged 5.3 rebounds per game, 2.2 steals per game, and her overall field goal percentage is about almost 40%. So Gemma Nunez has basically fills up that whole entire box score each time she's out on the court. She's going to put it all out there and she is going to fight. But I think that one of the most impressive factors that I'm looking at is those assists, because we have been thirsting for somebody that's able to see the floor well and can pass the ball and just have dime after dime after dime, and then us having to finish through the rim. And I think that I'm just super excited that we have a true point guard coming to Lubbock, Texas.
For sure. We talked about this on previous shows, but if you didn't watch them, she's kind of that point guard that this staff has been looking for, that Gerlich's been looking for specifically, that loves to get to the paint, and she likes to score in the paint. 64.3% of all of her points were scored in the paint. 19% of her points were scored in transition. So that's the majority of her points came in transition or they came in the paint. And that's exactly how Gerlich talks about wanting her guards and her offense to start. She wants a guard that pushes it in transition, tries to score herself, or facilitates for others in transition, which this girl definitely does. You're about to see some flashy behind the back passes in transition as well. And if it's not there, she's smart. She pulls it out. She runs the offense. She kicks it out from the paint. That's what she does. She does not take mid-range shots. She does take three-pointers. Her three-point percentage is not good. That is a concern. But she's not afraid to take them, which I appreciate. She's not someone that's not taking them. Now, she's not taking too many. But if she's wide open, she's going to take them because she understands if they are ignoring me not shooting is more harmful to my team than just not shooting it. So she at least takes them, and she's made some big threes in games at the end of games when they needed it. And I think that's something that maybe can get better. And if it does, that takes her game to the next level. But that's not currently one of her biggest strengths, but she'll take them. But she can absolutely manipulate a defense, and you're about to see that in these clips. So let's just show you the clips, and then we'll talk a little bit more about her. We have some fun quotes from her teammates, more quotes from her coach that we can share, and some fun stories on kind of how she got to be where she is now. I need to watch this, guys. I mean, every angle of this is not enough. That is a no look on the baseline pass through 2-3 people to the corner for an open three. They're going to show a different angle of it, but just make sure you're noticing that she ain't even looking at where she's passing it. She knows, but she's not looking. Huh! That is a point god right there.
Nunez.
Now you're going to see a lot of clips.
Nunez.
This is just her great passing. You're about to see a bunch of clips of her passing because that's what she does. 6th in the country in assists. This is why. She'll get to the lane, and if you don't pick her up, she'll take the shot. If you do pick her up, she'll make passes like this. Simple passes.
Bounce
Great
pass,
reads.
too. Impressive.
Look at this right here. She is trapped down there on the baseline. That's going to be a turnover, right? Surely to goodness, that's not going to turn out well. At best, she's going to make a smart, savvy, veteran point guard play and jump up in the air and bounce it off the girl's leg out of bounds. That's probably what you're thinking I'm about to show you. No, that's not what we're about to show you. She finds a way to get this to her post player who's smart enough to cut off of this and get open for her. She gets it to her, and that's an easy bucket, right? So there's 2 things in this. One, she doesn't give up on the play. She's always looking for her teammates, and her teammates work with her. The last one we'll talk about in a minute. Our players on this team are going to have to learn how to play with Gemma Nunez because you have to move. But you'll see that here. She finds a way to get this ball through the traffic here to save the possession and get a bucket.
Like how?
No panic. No panic. Great. Yes, he said. Look at this. Back. She makes it look so easy, but that's eyes in the back of her head. Now she makes a lot of these skip passes. Danae Fritz is about to have like 9 million corner threes. You know how she
loves that shot? For her.
Adley loves that corner three as well. I think they both hit over 40% in the corner. I mean, just stand there. She's on the other side of the court. She'll find you. She does this multiple times a game. Here's another one. Into the corner.
Look at that.
She just has great vision. She knows how to set up her team. Here's another one. Look how far this skip pass is. Whoop, to the corner. We just were not making passes like this, y'all. This is just, she has great vision and great passing ability.
Good man-to-man defense.
Here's her defense. That's her on defense down there. She's about to block this shot on 3. And then she makes a real fun pass in transition. She's not done. If she gets the ball, she goes. Block, thank you. Give it to me. I'm just going to go down here.
Really, really long arms.
Zoop, around the back. Yeah, she's 5'7" listed. We've talked about this a lot. Her wingspan is not of a normal 5'7" person. She's got like the wingspan of someone that's at least 5'10", if not taller. So she's able to make up for it quite a bit on defense. She's pretty scrappy with blocks and steals for sure.
Dandy Dan type of pass. Fancy Dan pass.
I was looking through the Campbell Twitter account to look for clips and different games and stuff. And their Twitter admin, they're probably really sad that she's gone. I can only imagine. We're about to have so much fun. They're like, I swear, like their caption was like, Gemma Nunez does some shit like this every game. Like that was literally one of their captions on one of her posts. It's like they might have gotten in trouble for that, but that's something we'll be saying is like, there's Gemma Nunez doing that stupid shit again. Like she just does some silly stuff where she pulls something out of a hat every game. So she's fun like that. Here's her stealing another pass. She's really good at getting into the passing lanes. She reads passes well. That's where a lot of her steals came. Again, two steals a game. She'll get all over you.
While Gemma Nunez
If you're not a good on-ball player, she will hassle you to prove that you can get past her. She'll steal it from you. Here's her blocking another shot. Danae Fritz, you and her are going to have fun in practice seeing who can be the best guard at blocking shots. Look at that no-look pass. Look at that little bit of a no-look sauce pass to it. Oh, now we're getting into her offense. This move right here, she does this a lot. Bailey does this move a lot too, so similar move you've seen Bailey do, where she kind of dipsy-doos the defender and finds space. Whew. And you might want to say, like, oh, that's not going to work in the Big 12, and maybe not as often, but that kind of stuff just works. That's just good fundamental basketball. She was doing stuff against Virginia Tech, Miami, Wake Forest. Again, all those games are on YouTube if you want to watch them. She'd get in the lane and do moves like that, where she'd do that same move, but then she'd, like, show it over her shoulder, and these people would be flying. Like, I mean, like, flying past her, and she'd have a wide-open little floater in the lane. So she's just crafty. She knows how to use her quickness and what she has to her ability. This is a great play. You're going to see this is just a true point guard right here. She gets it in space. She could shoot the three. She sees the gaps, and she has multiple options here, and she just makes the right choice. She drives into the gap, attacks the defense, and she gets a nice little floater shot there. She could have kicked it out, but she had the shot, so it's there. That's kind of how she plays offense. She just takes the easy play. If you don't stop her, she's going to get the layup. If you stop her, wherever you came from to stop her, she knows. And that ball is going to whoever you're supposed to be guarding. Every time.
Every
That's
time.
what a point guard does. Every time. And as long as we're on the same page as a team and she can get integrated into the offense the same way she was at Campbell, where she knows where everyone's supposed to be, that's what you're going to see.
92 versus William and Mary.
That announcer says it all. I don't know if you just saw that, but she little fake reverse layup came back around. And then this is just a clutch moment to end it. Again, threes are not her thing, but look how deep this is. She's like, oh, crap, shot clock's running down? No big deal.
Shot clock never reset.
Bet.
Nunez.
Oh, I love this. This is my favorite clip. Clark range.
Yeah, and they say clutch because that was in the conference tournament, and at mid-major, well, you lose in the conference tournament, your season's over. They were the 3 seed, they're playing the 2 seed in that. That was in the semifinal. They're trying to get to the championship game with a chance to go to March Madness. That's a massive moment on a massive stage, and she says, oh, bet. Deep range. And you see threes that she's made in different games, and like she has pretty good form. So that's one of those things where maybe you put her in the Womble and it gets better. I'm not banking on that because she's a senior at this point, but you just never know. If it gets marginally better, it's great. But she does everything else so well. So I could watch her film forever. And I kind of have, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I'm a fan. And I can't wait to watch her in our offense. But she's just she is a true point guard. You hear that phrase thrown around a lot, and it's a little bit misused, a little bit abused. But she's a true point guard. It doesn't mean she can't score. She can score. She takes the easy play when it's there. But she is always looking to set her teammates up. She plays with really good pace. Like, you'll see her in transition. If you go back and rewatch the highlights we just showed you, you go find some more on the internet and places. She's really smart in transition with her pace. You know, we talk about Bailey playing with a good pace, and she's gotten better at that. Gemma is just an expert at that. I think that might be her best attribute, in my opinion, besides her vision, is she'll speed up and slow down in the same sprint line. Like, if she's running full speed, she'll be going, because she talks about in that thing we showed at the beginning, she likes to go, 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 go. But she knows, like, oh, I need to slow right now because my teammates aren't here. So she'll take off running, and then she'll be like, oh, nobody's here. I don't have anything. She'll take a beat, slow down, but she doesn't stop attacking. In her brain, she's still looking for people. So she might slow down for 2 dribbles, and then her teammates catch up, and they go, and then she goes instantly, and the defender's like caught off because she's slowing down and going forward. Like, it's so much fun to watch her in transition do that stuff. That's how she gets open. She's not the fastest player on the floor. She's not the quickest player on the floor, but she's quick enough, she's fast enough, and she uses her speed and her quickness well. And she reads and manipulates defense well. If we surround her with shooters, that's the key, she will get them open. So now it's on the coaching staff to see who they bring in around her. Bailey Maupin's here. She put out her I'm back post. I don't think anyone was really questioning that, but Bailey was nice enough and did a leadership move to say that she was coming back. She can shoot it, and she's going to get to play off ball with Gemma, but Bailey can also play make with her. Danae can absolutely shoot it. We saw that. She can play make as well. We have Adley that can shoot it. There's some rumored to be players that we're going after that can shoot it. There's a long list of people on this roster that can shoot it. And if they just find a way to play together, it could be really fun. In a weird way, we just watched film on her. I would not be shocked at all. In fact, I hope this is what's happening. And I feel like I'm going to say I know this is going to happen because she is a smart player and a true point guard. We just watched film on her. I bet she's going to be watching film on all of her new teammates for the next few weeks to get ready to play with them, because as a point guard, she's going to want to know how Bailey plays. She's going to want to know where Bailey likes the ball. She's going to want to know where Danae likes the ball and where Adley wants the ball and where Jalen likes it and how Jalen likes to receive the ball and all those things, because she's been playing with the same people for 3 years at Campbell. Now she's got to start all over for her senior year with a whole new group of people. And as a point guard, that can be hard, especially the way she plays. So that's kind of where I'm at. Is she's going to be watching film on her, all of her teammates, and I hope that they're going to do the same thing for her so they know how she wants to play. Because if they can get on the same page, they can have fun. She allows players to have career years around her because she's just going to set them up. So they should be very excited to have Gemma Nunez on their team right now as teammates, because that's going to be someone that's constantly looking to set them up. She's not afraid to score. She'll go score if she needs to. But her goal is to get the offense moving and to score somehow on every play, whether it's her doing it or her teammates doing it. So, yeah, that is kind of the gist of her film and her as a player. Just a really crafty player. Spanish player, obviously, if you didn't pick up on that. She's from Spain, and she has that flair to her game. So, Tyler, I know we both did some research and found some fun stories on her. So I know you have a story kind of going back to her days in Spain. I'll set the scene for you, and then you can jump into it. She was picked up by Campbell to come over to play college basketball here in the United States. Didn't live here before that. She's from Spain. Gets here, it was a little bit of a struggle, like it is for a lot of players coming in from overseas their first year to adjust to the game. And now you see the player she is today, but how did she get there, Tyler? Because there was a big change between her freshman and sophomore years and then her sophomore and junior year as well. And it's a cool story. I know you found it, so let people know.
Yeah, so I think that the coolest thing about her story is she knew that she kind of struggled her freshman year, and her dad is a really big mentor with her for her. And she said that her dad runs a lot of half marathons. So you're probably like, all right, what does marathons have to do with basketball? She said that she hates running, but that she likes running up and down the court. And her dad's like, all right, well, maybe you can get better if you want to go, 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 and you want to learn how to play a much more up tempo, because basketball in Europe is way different in a sense than basketball in the United States. It's going to be a lot faster at times. There's going to be a lot more systems being run. There's a lot more
physical.
I think physicality is really high. Yes, there's a lot more components to it. So he said, I think that you need to just start running more. You need to start training more. You need to learn how to get up and down. You need to learn how to, be able to get up and down the court well and to read it well. So she just started training with her dad every week, and she got called up to the 3x3 Spain team during that time while she was training with her dad, and she led them to a 3-0 record on the U21 Spain team. They beat teams like Israel, Switzerland, and Germany. Germany, guys, is pretty good at women's basketball over on that side, and her team was able to beat them. Yes, and in 3x3, especially 3x3. I think they actually won gold or close to that this year. So yes, she was able to lead them and get that win, and it was all because of just something as simple as, hey, you just need to start running more, and we're going to practice and we're going to get it down. And then all of a sudden she had this big jump from her freshman to sophomore year and just absolutely started filling in that box score and filling in the stat sheet and became the Gemma Nunez that we know today. So I thought that was a really cool story about it. I think another thing that's cool for her too is she's talking about how, I guess the schools there in Spain, they don't actually have sports teams within the school. So she said that she loves the university life. She loves that, her town was 200,000. So when she went to Campbell, she loved that there. Well, guess what? Lubbock is around, I think, like 260,000. I think she's going to fit right in here. Justin, I think she's going to like the atmosphere. I think fans are going to love on her, and she's going to love the community here. She loves that. She loves whenever, the school is over there supporting the sports team, because, that's not a thing over there in Spain. And she just said it's just a cool atmosphere. And us Tech fans, in Lubbock. Love to support a winning team. We love sports teams, and I think that she's absolutely going to love what Lady Raider basketball is all about and the fan crowd and all that stuff. So I think that she's just a really special player, and I thought that was a cool story.
Yeah, for sure. I love that. And she also has experience growing up playing on the youth, like U18 team for Spain. She's had 2 call-ups to the U18 team, and then as Tyler talked about, the last couple summers she's now played on the U21 3x3 team. So, and Spain is a really good country for basketball. So that's impressive
very
stuff.
good.
And she's just a good point guard. She's a great player. I read a story on her, and this is a quote from her teammate who was an all-conference player alongside her. Courtney Dalquist said, "She always seems to find us in the right places, and she just makes really good passes. She's a great facilitator, but you can rely on her to score too. Sometimes on ball screens, I'll pop for the ball, and she just goes and gets the layup." I'm like, well, that was pretty simple. The offense is just easy like that, but you always have to be ready for ... her slinging it over her head too. So that's kind of like what I was saying is like, she'll just run the offense and she'll take what you're giving her. If it's the simple play, she wants the simple play. She's not trying to be flashy to be flashy. If the simple play is there, she's going to make the simple play. She's going to take the simple layup. She's going to make the simple pass to give you the simple layup. But if she needs to make the flashy play because they've jumped down on her and everybody's bogged down the lane and she sees that someone's wide open out of the corner of her eye, in the corner, she's going to sling it over her head like this, and it's going to land right in their hands, and they're going to make a 3. And that's her teammate saying that. And this particular teammate was one of the leaders in 3-point percentage in the conference because she caught a lot of those passes. So cool stuff from her teammate. And then her coach had this quote to say about her in the same article. He says, "We played Miami, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech. Nobody was tougher on the floor than her. She sparks our team." That's pretty big words. That's 3 ACC teams, and he proudly said she was the toughest person on the floor. And when you see her play, she is that way. She'll scrap. She'll get on the floor. She'll fight against anybody. She doesn't seem scared, and she just has that about her. When I watch her play, I don't know yet getting to see her in the system or around, but yeah, I'm really excited about this player, and I really want it to work. And just know there was plenty of other schools after her, so I'm really glad that she chose Texas Tech and she felt like this was home. That same article Tyler talked about, the reason she kind of fell in love with Campbell originally was she said it felt like home, even though it was Boobies Creek is where that school is from. Tiny little place, actually, very small, much smaller than Lubbock. So Lubbock will feel like a metropolis to her, but she felt like it was a home atmosphere, family, and all that. So it's far from home, but I think everyone will. That's one thing about this Lady Raider program. New faces around and all that, but it's always a bit of a family atmosphere. So excited to have her. Again, Gemma Nunez, 6th in the nation in assists per game. One of only 3 players in the nation to average at least 7 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. Absurd numbers, y'all. She does it all, and I hope she's going to be doing it all for the Lady Raiders come fall. And Bailey and Danae and Jalen and Adley and Jada and Bird and who else to come. So new people to come are going to be hitting 3s and easy pocket passes all day with her serving it up for them. So that's what I got. Gemma, welcome to Texas Tech. You're already West Texas tough, I can tell. And now you're just getting to live here. So that's what I got. You got any final words? And then we'll sign off and say goodbye until next time when we get to hype her up playing in a game, which it's not too long from now.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely super excited for Gemma to be a Lady Raider, as I said. And I mean, I'm just still like in awe over these assists because, guys, put it this way, about 8 points per game and 6 assists per game. Basically, she's contributing anywhere from like 20 to like 28 points per game, depending on how those assists go in 2 or 3. So, I mean, guys, like that's like cheat code. Like, oh, I'm just so excited. I can't wait to see her in a Lady Raider jersey. I can't wait to see her be scrappy on defense. We talk about, dog over diva mentality, and I'm just so excited to finally have a dog in the system. Yes, super excited.
You got 3 dogs for sure out there, and they have all had some point guard experience in your system now. And now they're all there, but I think she's going to be the lead dog as far as point guard. I'll leave it with this because someone's asked me about this earlier in the week when we've talked about her. And they said, if Bailey is the engine of the team and she's not the point guard, how does that work? What is the point guard? And I was like, I don't know anything about cars, people. And so I had to think about this because I don't. And my answer at the end was to this person, I was like, I would say Gemma, if she signs here, which now she has, would be like the ignition on the car, if that is an actual part of the car. I don't know. I'm not a car person. And Bailey is still going to be your engine because it's Bailey Mop, and we know that. But Gemma starts the whole thing, and she's going to start the offense. Bailey's still going to have the ball in her hands a lot, right, at the end of shot clocks. We all know this. But Gemma's going to run the offense and set her up for great shots. She's going to get Danae great shots. She's going to get Jalen great shots. She's just going to make their life a lot easier. Bailey's not going to have to work so damn hard. And she's just going to get easy shots. And when Bailey gets easy shots, look out. Look out. So that's what I'm excited, is to make our players' lives a little bit easier. We've had some players trying to run that role when, man, there's snipers out there. And now they got someone that can just set them up and they can go be snipers. So that's Gemma Nunez. We'll talk about her more in the coming weeks as we add new players and how she complements them as well, and vice versa. But until then, welcome to the team. Welcome to Lubbock. And wreck 'em, Gemma.
Wreck 'em.